This is the 2012 Mazda 5-door 3, and as you can see, it's kind of a miniature station wagon, if you will. Not a full station wagon in the sense that it doesn't have a full cargo area, but it does have a small cargo area, and we'll take a peek at that real quick. As you can see, I currently have the cargo hatch strings here not attached. That normally goes up when you lift the door. So it's pretty good cargo space, not too shabby. It's actually roomier than I thought it would be, frankly, when I first looked at the car from the outside. It is a 5-passenger vehicle. However, the middle rear seat does not have tons of legroom, so it's pretty much going to be confined mainly to child seats and that kind of stuff. So go ahead and hop inside here. Go over some of the features of this particular car. This one is a 4-cylinder motor rated at 27 in town and 38 on the highway. Produces 155 horsepower and 148 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to a 6-speed manual transmission, which frankly is the only way I could ever even conceive going in a car like this. I think the automatic frankly would probably be a little bit too gutless. So anyways, we can look around here. You'll see that this car does not feature the automatic climate control. This one does have manual control over the climate. Of course, that means also no dual climate control either, but does have air conditioning, cruise control, power locks, tilt wheel, power mirrors, that whole business. So not too bad there. Outside of the obvious CD player here, this does also support Bluetooth audio as well. No USB inputs on this car. There is, however, a auxiliary input, audio input, that you can pipe in music from your headphone jack from your MP3 player of choice into the audio system, so not too bad there. I do like the move to the blue gauges. I wish more car makers would do this. I think the blue and white looks a lot nicer than the red. Obviously the speedo intact there. Looking over here to the dash, we do have a little bit of an information screen. It's similar size, same size screen actually, that's in the Mazda CX-7 that I reviewed last year. However, this one does feature the blue background, which I prefer a lot. And then of course this screen right here shows that I have it currently set to the Bluetooth audio. That is the main audio information screen. This is an info screen right here that gives obviously details about mileage, range. You can go and look at different things here. I'll go through the menu. Bluetooth audio. You can set, it'll tell you about the maintenance of the car. You can set some of the parameters for lighting and that kind of stuff in there as well. So kind of neat, not too bad. I do like the overall feel of this car. It feels very fun to drive. Very much fits the moniker of the zoom thing. Now that I'm looking at the screen here, you'll notice that this car does have these blue LED illuminated floors here. Not really sure what the point of that is, or frankly, you know, how to disengage that from being always on. But you know, I guess some people like that kind of thing. Kind of neat. This car priced as configured is just around $20,000, and Mazda this time, because we do live in a snow state that does get snow from time to time, and this car is equipped, this test vehicle however is equipped with the Blizzak tires from Bridgestone, which are great during inclement weather. However, it doesn't really let me get the full gist of the handling of this car, because while they do great in snow and ice, they're not the best handling tires in my experience. So if I had the chance to drive it with normal tires, I'd love to report on that, but this time I don't, so it is what it is. As you can see, this car does also feature integrated Bluetooth. Obviously we pointed that out with the Bluetooth audio, but there is a hands-free system here as well. Cruise control here on the steering wheel on both sides, and then of course this is how you navigate the information screen. So overall, it's a fun little car to drive. Handles really well, considering it does have the Blizzaks. I like the tight feel of the steering. The short throws of the 6-speed manual transmission are really nice. I guess we can go over some of the other things as well. There is a multi-channel speaker system in this stereo. However, don't be fooled, because I don't think the sound quality is really that great. Certainly not on par with the likes that we've seen from some of their competitors. So I wish Mazda would invest a little bit more money into putting better sounding speakers in the stereo. This one does have some cup holders here, additional storage here like normal. The power jack, the DC power jack, and the audio input are in there as well. So there is integrated cup holders in the door. Kind of neat looking vents here for the driver and passenger. They got the same style on both sides. You can kind of see it there. There is traction control here. I normally disengage that, frankly, when there's snow, because well, I don't want the car to decide when I'm going to spin and when I'm not. So some people might like that on, I don't. We'll pan around to the back here. And there's the receipt. As you can see, there's not a ton of legroom in the back here. And the seat is all the way back right now, the front passenger. So not a ton, there is a little bit. It's not too bad, I guess, but I would like to see a little bit more. Overall, I think that this is a very adequately equipped car for its price. The power handling and everything else I think is right on point for that $19,000 to $20,000 price segment. And if you're at all interested in a car that gets about 38 on the freeway, then I would highly recommend giving this one a test drive. I think you won't be disappointed. So I forgot to mention, this car does feature Mazda's SkyDrive technology, which is basically their system that ensures proper fuel and air mixtures and all that stuff. And basically it's a fancy way to saying that they have a computer system that monitors all aspects of the engine, the throttling and everything, and to ensure the highest possible fuel economy. I know there's some mainstream publications that didn't quite get the 38 miles to the gallon that Mazda had promised. In my overall estimation, I think I've been averaging in about 34 to 36 somewhere, and so that's not too bad. And I'm sure if I had the chance to take it on a really long drive, I might get closer to that 38 mpg average that they claim. So anyway, I would I'd get out and test drive one, see what you think, and let me know your comments down below. I'd love to hear your feedback. Thanks, guys.